we die. Here we are, killing ourselves in. We just need one more hit, and we might just live forever. Oh, here we are.
Hey, it's JC1424 once again with NASCAR Thunder 2004. In this episode of our second season in career mode, we are going to be completing race 28 of 36, which is going to be at Dover International Speedway for the Dover 400, the night race that is not supposed to exist. But either way, I'm glad to be going to the Monster Mile because whenever you start out career mode, this track is just another one that's really hard to race at. As you really start to get better equipment and make progress, you actually make progress at this track. You can start decently, you can finish even better, as long as the pit crew does a good job, we can find ourselves finishing in the top 10. Same time, I'm aiming for a top 5 because we just recently finally got ourselves a new primary sponsor, and that is with Coca-Cola. But I actually don't need to do that to keep the happiness going up. I just need it if I want to get that big old $414,000 bonus. Because I have Coca-Cola for secondary and for associates until the very end of this season. Those were already there before UAW left us. So I'm already in 20th points, so as long as I either get a top 15 in qualifying or finish in 5th place and finish in top 5, then we'll have 2 for 3, and that's what it's going to take to keep the happiness going up. And I want to do that while I have these 9 races left on those other 2 sponsorships, because once we start off our 3rd season, Coca-Cola is going to be hard to stay with if we're having to get top 5s in every race, because I mean, we're on the brink of being able to do that in most races right now just because we have, the upgrades that have gotten done. But in the last episode, we went to New Hampshire International Speedway where we finished in, I think, 10th place exactly. And it's like I finished so well, then UAW left us. But either way, whatever. Tony Stewart went back-to-back in that race. He got his 2nd win in a row. That was his 5th win of the season, which now ties him with Ryan Newman in wins. Ryan Newman all the way back here, 446 points back in 5th place. But Dale Earnhardt Jr., 236 back. Yeah, championship hopes are lost for everyone. It's all for Tony Stewart now. There's no way Tony Stewart is not going to lose the championship. That would be one big fucking choke if it actually happened. We are still in 14th, and it looks like, what is that, like 15 points behind Matt Kenseth. I previously thought like a couple races ago that was 15 points when it was actually 25 points. So we've made up 10 points on Matt Kenseth in the past couple of races. So yay for that. Yeah, New Hampshire, I was outrunning him, which was just amazing. Okay, so driver spec levels. Yeah, we crashed into Jimmy Johnson as he was trying to enter pit stops and stuff like that. Dale Jarrett, Kurt Busch, Johnny Benson. Well, he's still there from the Bristol situation where I just crashed into him twice during the race, and he all the way up to freaking 100% or 90%, whatever it was. But yeah, let's not make this intro too long. Let's just go ahead and get into the race. Our equipment, we've got a fresh chassis and a fresh body. Our engine is from what we used at New Hampshire. We've got a car rating of 69 again. I feel like we're so close to getting a car rating of 70. It's just the engine that's probably bringing us down a little bit. But pretty soon we have equipment that's like 70s. We've got the 76 and a 72 or something like that whenever it comes to our chassis, whenever that's done being built. But let's get to qualifying and hopefully we get a top 15 there. Tonight we are using Legend Racer 88's paint scheme just because back in 2001, NASCAR held one of the most emotional races in history at this track, and it was a week after the 9/11 attacks, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. won this race, and it was also a time to remember the fact that his dad had passed away at the beginning of the season, and yeah, it was a very important moment. Like the whole freaking race was sold out, and it was this race. It was just like it wasn't a night race or whatever, and 2 years after it happened. But yeah, this is a track that Dale Earnhardt Jr. was always pretty good at. My first lap was 32nd. That is terrible, but now we're warmed up and got a little comfort for the track. I get that top 15. My setup for qualifying is 0 turns of wedge and 15 PSI, so it's a short run car that's not too tail happy, but what do we get? Okay, 22.18. 12th place. That's on the outside. I'd rather be 13th, 15th, but as we already got the whole freaking Coca-Cola sponsorship thing out of the way, the happiness is going to go up to 56 no matter what at this point, because we're not going to go falling, outside the top 20 in points, and yeah, we got 2 out of 3 for the sponsorship deal. But yeah, I'm going to be completely changing the setup after the qualifying run. I might just change it back to what it was before, which was 20 on PSI, and then the wedge was at 0 turns already. I think what I want to do is put on negative 0.5 turns of wedge, meaning it'll be a little more tail happy, but with the tire pressure, I'm going to shoot all the way up to 25 PSI so that the tires last longer, but it'll still have some rear end grip going to the corners. Tony Stewart starting on the front row next to Dale Earnhardt Jr. I tell you what, Tony Stewart's making it impossible for anybody to even get this championship from him. God, we got one hell of a start right there. Just flew right past Robbie Gordon. Now I'm getting a little bit underneath Rusty Wallace, but yeah, I don't have enough horsepower to make that pass at the start of the race. That was a Joey Logano's restart right there. I mean, it wasn't a restart, but still. Well, if I started all the way up here in 12th place, and I'm good at passing cars at this track, and this setup is hopefully an improvement from what we did last time we came here, and I should be able to climb all the way up to like the lead for all I know. Okay, get underneath Dale J right here. He's not going to give me room because the AI are not programmed to do that at this track in turn 1. Hitting the freaking apron. This car is very willing to turn in comparison to what it was last time. It's like the same thing that we had at Bristol. Whenever we did that Bristol race, the car was turning so much better and I just wasn't used to it. Let's try to be more aggressive, but also patient at the same time. Right now I'm being aggressive, but just freaking running people over because I need to stop forgetting that they don't like to give you room in the corners. Also, yeah, I saw Kenny Wallace start in 4th place. He's right here in front of me now, so I need to get around him as fast as possible because you know how slow he is. I don't know how I'm going to do it because he's protecting that bottom lane. Let's just try to have some good green flag racing. No cuts needed. Damn it, Kenny Wallace is stuck on the inside lane. I'm trying to get this pass out of the freaking way. Golly. He's taking up so much space and he's driving so slow at the same time. And I can't tolerate that. Now Dale Jarrett's trying to get around me and these guys are getting away because Kenny Wallace held me up for a good lap or so. Oof, it's not turning in this high lane right now because of the tire pressures, but man, in comparison to them, once we get through the run, yeah, we're definitely going to have more grip than what we usually do at this track. Dale Jarrett, I know it's a hard life whenever your career is starting to be on a decline, but you don't need to go crashing into the outside wall. Like, you're hurting yourself enough as is, but man, he sent that one into the wall. He sent that package. He sent it faster than any package I've ever gotten from UPS. Okay, we'll dive underneath Jimmy Johnson right here. And he gave me a room because I guess I was far enough down. Trying to get a good fly off the corner. I won't be too far down the center because then it'll start going up too early. Passes are very difficult to make. I don't know if it's the tire pressure, but I mean the wedge, like if I try taking advantage of that too much, I'll find myself spinning into a corner, which is very likely. Protect that bottom lane so much. It just irritates the crap out of me. He won't get off me. I've got to make this pass. I've got to make passes, and the only way to do it is if you guys, if I just dive underneath you and deal with the fact that you never give me a room. I'm fast enough. I think Tony Stewart's still got the lead right now, and Dale Earnhardt Jr., who started in 2nd place, is like right there in front of me. I hate it whenever I play these racing games, NASCAR games, and I just start picking people off the field. Instead of just, racing with the pack like everybody else does, it's like I start trying to pass one car, and then I get stuck trying to pass them for like 3 laps, and then they get pulled away from the rest of the field. I have to catch back up to everybody after I've made the pass. Okay, got a pass on Jeff Gordon. It seems like I can't make a clean pass for shit right now. It's like the lack of grip with the tire pressure. It's just so tight that I'm forcing myself underneath him and hitting him. But if I didn't have that tire pressure so freaking high, then it would be fine right now. It would just fall off so darn fast. We'd be still doing the same thing and even worse. I'm trying to make my way into the top 5. Thing is, even if I do get into 5th place, I'm not going to finish there just like that because we all know that Pickery's not that good yet. Okay, so past Ryan Newman. Former pass will be in the top 5. God, look at Tony Stewart. He's just gone. He just pulled the hell away from everybody. I don't know if it's like Kurt Busch is slowing these guys down and they can't get by him, or if it's like legitimately everybody is slower than Tony Stewart right now. I am running into Dale Earnhardt Jr. because my car is faster. It's just tight, and I don't know how to prepare myself to make that position up. Okay, I don't want to be trying to make the position here. He got loose in that corner trying to pass Rusty Wallace. We actually started much better than usual. Okay, so we've already completed 10 laps. This race is going by fast because it's good. That's what happens whenever you have good racing. It goes by quickly. Ugh, so freaking tight. No. I knew Rusty Wallace was going to try to get underneath me right there, but it's taking forever to get back down to the bottom. I'm going to throw it underneath Dale Earnhardt Jr. right here. Okay, you had a long time to realize that I was going to dive underneath you, and once I was there, like, you should have known. Oh, so freaking tight off the corners right now because of the tire pressure that I have to give this position back up. My left thumb aches because I'm pressing the button down harder than I need to. Like, you only have to press it down so much just to get the car to turn, but I want it to turn so badly that I'm doing something by instinct that I shouldn't be doing. We all know that crap with these darn games. God, I feel like I'm going to wind up dumping Dale Earnhardt Jr., but with the physics and instead just dumping myself. Because I keep getting underneath them. Get out of the way. Okay, so I've got him on my outside, so instead of passing him going to the corner all the way and just sliding him to the top, I've got him off the corner, so I guess that's just for good right there. Kevin Harvick's getting around Kurt Busch. Good dive off of turn 2, but trying to slap into Kurt Busch. Golly, it's so freaking tight. Like, I'm still steering whenever I was right up against the outside wall. It was just taking forever to respond. And I hit Kurt Busch. Oh my god. I'm on the apron. As long as I'm not just like barely tapping, because whenever you just make that slight contact, it just throws off the balance. But if you're like half on one side, half on the other cars, it's okay with it at this track. Okay, so we're up to 3rd place. We can get to 2nd, but there ain't no way in hell I'm ever going to get the lead, unless Tony Stewart's one of the first people to pit, which would be a smart idea, unless it's like extremely early, because then he's going to have really worn tires at the end of the race, but I don't even know. Oh, good lord, Mark Martin. I mean, I know I was getting tied off the corner, but he just drove it into me. Well, Tony Stewart did indeed head down pit road before many other drivers, but we never got around Kevin Harvick, so yeah, I don't know if we're going to lead lap unless Kevin Harvick pits on this lap, because I'm going to stay out until the end of lap 20. Well, Kevin Harvick, he's still not going down. He's staying out until like, what, 21 or 22, but I really guess that this track is not at all what I think it is, because on 25 PSI, it feels like the tires are wearing down just as quickly, so I'm just going to throw it back to what the same setup it was previously. I think the negative 0.5 turns of wedge is helping, but with lower tire pressures, I don't know if that would be the smartest idea. Now they're repairing damage because pit road is so short that I didn't have enough time to react, but it's probably not too much damage to really slow us down. We had some contact here and there, but nothing too big. It was just Mark Martin, dooring some people into corners. But yeah, on 25 PSI, like, it was really tight at the beginning, and then it was even more tight at the end. It didn't feel like it was really saving me from tire wear at all. It's like the same thing, except worse, because we don't start out with, good grip. Usually I always put on like lap 20 anyways. Okay, well, I'm slowing up Kurt Busch by, being just a little bit on the track as we get on. We're 15th right now, but keep in mind, Kurt Busch was right in front of us just before I made that cut, so if he's right in front of me right now, then we should come out like 6th, 7th place, meaning we should be capable of getting a top 5 and gaining a big old bonus for this race. Well, there's Jimmy Johnson, who's pissed off, of course, after the New Hampshire race. Okay, how are things going to cycle out? After pit stops, we cycle into 7th place, and before pit stops began, I was in 3rd place, so I only lost 4 positions during the pit stops. Holy crud. I swear, a season from now, we're going to be gaining positions during pit stops. It's insane just how much better the pit crew has gotten. It's just, whenever they don't do too well, or they make even the slightest mistake, it's just a complete opposite. You keep losing 10 positions like always. Okay, we're in 6th now. One more position, we'll get that top 5. Big old freaking $414,000 bonus. Just got to make some perfect corners. And now we pass Ryan Newman. He's trying to get back around us. I know that Jeff Gordon and Kurt Busch are positioned. We've got all these lap cars to deal with. Ashton Lewis, Greg Biffle. Please make it easy, guys. Entering from the bottom in 1 to make it difficult to grip right. Okay, well, they're going to hold up Ryan Newman for a while. Let's catch Jeff Gordon. We're there, guys. I think it's time to make the dive right here in turn 1. Okay, is Jeff Gordon going to give me a room? Yeah, he had to. He was all the way up in that freaking 2nd lane whenever I went in. Just bit the apron coming off because I have so much more grip than usual and I'm not used to it. Sometimes the car turns more than I'd like for it to, but it's not a bad thing at the same time. It can be if I overdo it. I've still got him on my outside, so as long as he's there, we can just finish this pass off. Got David Green stuck on the outside because Kurt Busch is there, so that means we're going to be able to pass him at the same time. It's like Kurt Busch is using me as a pick, making sure that he doesn't try blocking me. The AI, whether they're a lap down or whatever, they all have the will to block you. Okay, so next time by, we've got 5 laps to go, and Kurt Busch is right here in front of us. Okay, it wasn't Casey Mears that blew up a while ago, because he's right in front of me. I have no idea who it was, but it was a red car, that's for sure. Just get past Casey Mears right here. We should be able to just slide past him. So many lap cars, it's making it really difficult, I tell you. We can do this. We can do this. Just got to stay focused. Not choke it away. Damn it, I say don't choke it away. Instead, I can't get the car to turn going to 3 and hit Chase Montgomery. Oh, I didn't spin myself, so that's good enough. Okay, we're close enough going down the straightaway. We're going to dive underneath him right here. Got to brake heavy to get it to stay at the bottom. And there you have it, 4th place. Okay, well, let's take it to the checkered flag. Well, I've just been, passing some black cars. At one point, Christian Fittipaldi, he let me by, and then he got a run on me. I was like, why and how is this happening? And Kurt Busch, he's been sticking with me, but held my ground. I made my way through lap track as fast as possible, and we got that top 5. We got the top 5 started 12th place. And yeah, this race right here, just because we finished so well, we might find ourselves actually getting positions and points eventually. And Kevin Harvick won instead of Tony Stewart. That was only Kevin Harvick's second win of the season. I'm pretty sure it was one of the first winners of the season, because back at the beginning of the season we were having like 9, 10 different first-time winners. Let me scroll through here. Nope. Where is he? Pocono 500, race 14. That was the guest video of What If Racing. He was with me whenever I did that race. So I don't even remember who won the race. Well, that's kind of sad. Did I gain a position during this race? Please tell me. I mean, I don't even think Matt Kenseth finished anywhere near us, so I must have gotten past him. Yep, we're up to 13th. We are now 21 points in front of Matt Kenseth. Next position is 12th with Ricky Rudd, who is some 60 points away almost. Okay, I mean, maybe I can do that before the season's over with. I would like to get a top 10 in my second season, if possible. But, golly, I mean, we got races that I could win coming up. Talladega, Rockingham, Phoenix. So, as long as I'm finishing better in other races, aside from the ones that I can really win, then yeah, we can get a top 10. That's what I'm aiming for. Maybe we can do it. Maybe we can't. Yeah, Jimmy Johnson, I think he was already pissed off with me enough going into that race after New Hampshire. But then I crashed into him going to turn 1 at some point whenever I was making the thumbnail. I realized that. I guess I just forgot about it, though. Chase Montgomery, yeah, he's stupid lap down driver being stupid. Jeff Gordon, yeah, we had a run-in with him going into turn 3, which is actually what made the thumbnail. But let's get out of here. We got some work to do on the engine that we just used, because that was our second race using it. As far as the chassis and the body go, we're going to be using that in the next race. And there's the chassis, and there's the body. Golly, the bodies are like so much lower than the chassis and the engine, just because that's what we always work on last, as far as like shop editions go. But let's go to this engine and see what we can do with it. Okay, wow, look at that overhaul. From 70 to 71, the efficiency goes up to. Okay, I can deal with that. 71 power. Is that the highest power engine we're going to use yet, or have I already used something like that? I don't know. But we'll just do this for 2 races. $352,000. That is a lot of money, but I just made a lot of money. I made like over $900,000 that race just because of my Coca-Cola sponsorships. It's just meeting all the expectations. And speaking of those, let's take a look at the happiness ratings. Okay, it was 54, and now it's 60. Apparently it went up even more than it's supposed to, just because I did everything for all 3 of their expectations. That's kind of surprising. 3,424 points, and we'll scroll down to 20th place. Who's in 20th? Ricky Craven, 2,785 points. That's a whole different, like, 1,000 number, whatever you call it. But that's like 700 points. I could finish last place in every race for the remainder of the season and still be in the top 20 after everything, just because, you know, these drivers, they're not going to be able to finish well enough to even gain all those points on me. Freaking 700 points. It's like a total of 10 races for them. Okay, well, I'll see you guys in a couple days whenever we go to Talladega Super Speedway for the EA Sports 500, aiming for a win, or maybe a shit show, or both, because that happened last time whenever I got my first win of my career at the beginning of the season. But see you next time. That's that, and episode over.